Yes, I'm ready.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Hello?
ఏమన్నా పర్మిషన్ ఇచ్చావు దీంట్లో మళ్ళీ సభ్య? ఇటీ ఒకసారి ల్యాప్టాప్ అదే అంటున్నా.
కెమెరా దీనిదే వస్తుంది.
వస్తుంది దానికన్నా
Hello.
Hello,
Hi. Sorry for the delay.
I don't hear you good.
Sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome all. This is Dr. Prasad and with me is Yami. Welcome all for the third and final day of the event, virtual event, Global Virtual Summit. We are delighted to have you all the speakers. We have completed successfully day one and day two with amazing talks, wonderful talks from all over the globe. The speaker talks are very fruitful, and we got a lot of audience. More than 150 audience were visibly answering the questions, questioning, and we got a very good B2B networking. And with that success for the day one and day two, we are in the final uh, day with amazing speakers from all over the globe. And we are blessed with having so many amazing speakers, wonderful speakers, talks from all over the globe. So we welcome all the speakers and guests. So Yamini, you can take.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope everyone doing great. Thank all the beloved speakers who made our event super success, and I also hope everyone enjoying the event with the same energy and spirit. Let's start the day 3 event. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed speakers and distinguished guests, welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2024. It is an honor to have you with us from July 22 to July 24. This event marks the beginning of a remarkable journey where we will explore and collaborate on some of the most pressing topics and innovative ideas of our time. We have gathered a diverse group of thought leaders, experts, visionaries from around the world, celebrating our shared commitment to growth and the power of virtual connectivity. Over the last 3 days, we will cover a wide area of subjects from cutting edge technologies and business strategies to mental health and leadership development, designed to inspire, educate, and empower you. I extend my deepest gratitude to our incredible speakers for sharing their individual insights. Your contribution will leave a lasting impact. Let's engage, connect, and make the most opportunity to learn and inspire one another. Thank you for joining us. Let's kick off the Global Virtual Summit 2024 and make it unforgettable.
Thank you all, and we'll go with our first keynote speaker, Shani Bahar.
Hello.
Okay, let me introduce you. Let me introduce you, Shani.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first keynote speaker, Shani. Shani shares her life journey is unique and she aims to provide a space for connection, moments of synergy, and positive energy. She engages in creating environment that help individuals find comfort and tranquility. Especially after daily lessons, Shani values quiet moments and inner alignment, offering tools for self-healing through non-invasive medical approaches. She believed in profound connection between body and soul and its impact on daily life. Wow, that's really great, Shani. So honored to be here today with you. The stage is
Thank
all
you.
yours. Please continue, Shani.
Thank you. Recorded session ever ಮಾಡಿ.
Before you were born. Without Hello everyone, my name is Shani and I'm a spiritual life coach. I'm so excited to be here in the conference and I appreciate this option. Today I'm so excited to speak with you about simple question that I think that most of us didn't think about it before. And the question is, do you remember what happened to you before you were born? I want that you will give you 1 minute to think about it. Do you think that you can remember what happened to you before you were born? Without any belief system, without any kind of thinking about what happened and how it happened, and if it happened now, and which logic I use to believe on something that happened to me before I was born. So, today I want to talk about the journey of your soul according to this question. Because if I have any specific kind of methods, thinking methods, feeling methods, and all my life I focus on how I'm in the right way. And if I'm trying to focus on what, I will feel more confused and confused because I have infinite logic of what. And this question is a formula of reflection that you can use to understand how and don't understand only what. Because when I think about something and I understand how I'm thinking, it's stronger ever and ever than if I will decide what I want to think, how I want to think about it according to specific outer logic. So, do you remember what happened to you before you were born? It's a formula for bright connection between you and your soul because you have a mission here. You chose to be here in the world because you have a life purpose to fulfill here. And today I want to talk about 4 levels after I will introduce myself, of course, that you will help you to understand which step you are in your soul's journey and which how behavior, let's call it how for this session. Sorry, I'm a little bit excited. And after that, I want to make sure you understand it according to 4 steps that we can use to understand our life lessons and specific character that I can use to understand the collaboration between me and my soul. So let's start. Okay. I want to start with the question, do you remember what happened to you before you were born? And which kind of remember is it? Is it like I remember what happened to me yesterday? Or I remember what is love? This is an emotional or behavioral thinking? Or this is kind of remember that I can be aware on it? So, do you remember what happened to you before you were born? It's a question that can reflect us what happened behind our belief system. I can believe what happened to me before I were born. But if I want to make sure that I want what happened, I want to know better what is my soul journey here. And I don't mean any kind of values because we have an instinct to connect between spiritual world and values. It's not a moral part. I don't believe that I'm here to shine a love because I like love. Yes, I don't speak without connection to love, but I don't think that I'm here to shine a love or to do a specific job or specific social project that I need to shine. I believe that I'm here to share my inner sources of knowledge, and we will talk about it. And in these inner sources of knowledge, I want to make sure that I'm going according to my personal values, personal feelings, and I don't have a specific group of feelings that I can use because everyone around me use it. So, do you remember what happened to you before you were born? It's a question that connects directly to the soul journey that we will talk about it today. But before we will start, I want to introduce myself. Nice to meet you. My name is Shani, and I'm a spiritual life coach. I help people to understand their life lessons and be one with their soul. I believe that our soul gave us a present, and this present is our life lessons, because all our life lessons prepared to make us feel ready to fulfill our mission here in this world. And I'm doing it according a lot of kinds of methods like language, magnetic medicine, and energy scan. This is an example, but I'm doing it according to my clients because I believe that all of us that listen to me now and all the people over the world chose to be here, chose to fulfill the mission here, and chose to understand that they want and the optimal option to fulfill their mission is according to the general investigation here in the earth. And this general investigation is universal love. all our life's purpose is according universal love, because the earth also has a soul, and all the spiritual development is inside and according to the life lesson of this soul in earth. And I want to talk about this today because these life lessons happen according to specific character that we can enter any values and any feelings that we want. And according to this character and this previous and this perspective, I can use it to understand better my life lessons, my life purpose, and what is the best way and the authentic way to realize it here in this world. So let's start. After we know each other, we can start with 4 steps that we can use to understand our spiritual development better. The first goal of these steps is to understand together how can I create the best reality to fulfill my life mission. So let's start. If you can see here, the first stage is life lessons. We are going to talk about all this stage in a lot of explanations and examples. So this is the chronological way to understand them together and to understand the collaboration between them. So life lessons is a gap that our soul create between what we want and what we need, because she wants that we will, let's call it, discover inner sources of knowledge that exist inside us, and we will know how to use it better for our life mission. We don't need to be dependent in outer learning to understand our inner reality. We need to make sure that our inner reality happens according to our soul. And what that influence it is the outer reality. So life lesson is a gap between what we want and what we need that our soul create for our life mission and for our training to fulfill our role in this world. And let's move on to the second one. The second stage is to discover these sources of knowledge, to understand together what I can know in 4 levels of consciousness. Let's start with the facts. What did I know that I know? For example, I know what is my name. I know that this is a morning now. I know a lot of things that I feel confident that I know. The second level is what that I don't know that I know. This is my unconsciousness. And the third level is what that I know that I don't know. All the knowledge that I believe that I need to learn. And the 4 and the most hard and the most interesting level is what that I don't know that I don't know. What I need to believe that it exists, but I don't know it. And this level this is the soul level. This is the level that happened according to our soul's journey. When I can discover it, I can move on to the third level. And in the third level, I finished all my life lesson. And yes, it is possible. We will talk about what is life lesson if it happens according to the relationship or business, but I can finish it. And after I finish it, I can discover the right connection between me and my soul. My soul will start to connect with me according to the signs, according to a specific conversation about the inner sources of knowledge and about how can she believes that I need to understand it, because her job is to makes me feel that I'm ready to realize it, like you remember in the start of the lecture. And when we understand all the inner sources of knowledge better, we can be ready to the last and final stage. And this is the cooperation between us with our soul. In this cooperation, we are doing our life purpose. We understand together what is the knowledge, how can we realize it, what is the best authentic way to realize it, and how can I use it according to the relationship with my soul, and how can I understand my soul better according to the collaboration, because she will give me a knowledge. So I want to tell you more about all these stages because I want to give you a practical tools, and you need to be ready on it. In last 4 years, our Earth changed his life lesson. Sorry, I'm a little bit excited. And when we understand the world on dualistic part, like what I have and what I need, and I want to feel more have and no less. And in the last 4 years, we don't need to be dependent anymore to on the material to understand better how can I create something and how can I create my favorite reality. So let's continue. We have two kinds of life lesson. I'm going to the first step that we talked before. We have a life lesson and human lessons. The life lesson is the list of the subject that our soul chose before we were born. I want to learn in the earth, for example, about limitations, love, any kinds of values, trust, belief system. We have a lot of kinds of life lesson, and we have collective life lesson that all of us have because we are here. For example, the balance between giving and receiving. This is the collective life lesson. This is the subject that our soul chose before we were born here. And the interesting part is the meeting between life lessons and human lessons, because the human lessons is a gap that we create and our soul doesn't create in our practical life. If I want something and for any reason I will do an opposite one, I will create a human lesson because I will create a gap between what I want and what I need. Okay, let's continue how it looks like. We have 3 stages of our life lesson. We will create a gap, like I talked before, between what we want and what we need. We will try to fix this gap according to any outer knowledge. We will learn, we will get an advice. You will understand together what to do, and we will try and fail and try again. And after that, we will understand that all the answers exist inside us. And when we understand it, we will know how to use the triggers that our outer reality give us better to know and to reach out which sources of knowledge we need to discover in this life lesson. All this process will happen in 4 steps. The first one is a life lesson that will looks like an event that happened in our community, in our world, like COVID pandemic, like any specific holidays or events that happened in your community all over the world. And if we don't understand it, we will go to the next level. The life lesson will appear in our reality stronger than before. The third level, this is the fourth one. The first level is something that happened to someone that close to me. And if we don't understand it also, something would happen to me. I don't mean of something that makes us feel bad. I mean something that we need to pay attention on it. And if I don't understand something that happened to someone that close to me, it will appear like something that happened to me in a behavioral part. Any belief system that I will feel uncomfortable with it and I will need to change. And if I will not understand it also, it will appear in my body or your body, and it will stay like this until I will feel, yes, I fulfill the gap. I understand my life lesson. So until the life lesson will not finish, it will appear in my reality in any kind of areas. And this is the time to talk about like relationship and business and money is not a life lesson. This is not a life lesson. All this area, they are in areas in your life that your life lesson can be appear in it. Let's continue. When I understand my life lesson, I need to make sure that I'm doing a difference between what I feel happy with it and what I feel comfortable with it, because I want to continue and I want to do something in a new way that I didn't do before. So I need to understand what is the difference between what is the stuff that makes me happy and what is the stuff that makes me comfortable. And a lot of people have a benefit from it. So in this level, I want to give you two questions, two formulas that will help you to understand better your life lesson. Sorry about my speaking, I'm a little bit excited. And the two formulas is, first of all, how the reality behave to me, like I behave to myself. Take this question, and if you don't understand why something happened to you, ask yourself this question. And the challenge for someone that want to deep in this question, to feel deeper journey here, is what is my benefit from the situation? Because a lot of people think that benefit is something that we can use in a beautiful events. But when we are doing a spiritual development, we have a responsibility to our reality. So when something happened to me, it happened because I created it. And I want to understand why. What is the needs that I believe that I will not get any answer for this need. So my unconsciousness need to create this reality. So even if it's hard event, please ask yourself, what is the benefits? What I can get from this situation, and how can I get it in another way, in authentic way? And sometimes this question will solve all your problems in this life lesson. Because the life lesson is not to solve a problem, is to understand it how much earlier that I can, because I want to continue. I want to know my inner sources of knowledge. Let's continue. Congratulations. When we finish our life lesson, we will discover the inner sources of knowledge. 95% of our knowledge in our consciousness doesn't belong to external sources of knowledge. We need to make sure that we understand the rule of the reality in our soul journey. And our rule that we need to give to our reality is to be a trigger, to aware us to our sources of knowledge. So make sure that you understand these statistics, because I don't have any example for the inner sources of knowledge. You need to discover it. The number of people all over the world equal to the number of the inner sources of knowledge. I can give you an example. Before this lecture, honest sharing, I don't know to explain something with the presentation. And I tried to learn it before this lecture, and I didn't know what to do. And in the finish of it, after I listened to all the YouTube movies about how to do a presentation, and I'm doing lectures all over the world in last 8 years, it doesn't belong to this situation. And in my inner sources of knowledge, I understood before this lecture that I will know to do it well when I will let it go and feel free to do it, and do it in flow way and with my authentic parts. And this is an example to the inner sources of knowledge, because I decided what to do according to the triggers in the external reality. So when we finish our life lesson, this is what we are going to discover. Let's continue to the third level. Let's go. This is the third level. We are going to do the favorite life lesson, private lesson from our soul. Until now, we understood that we have two levels. We will finish our life lesson and we will understand from our life lesson what is the inner sources of knowledge that we will discover. And now our soul can enter to the perspective. Our soul can start to understand together with us what we can learn from this situation. We have three subjects that our soul use to understand together with us how can be more ready to our role in this world. The first one is the movement of the energy. What can we do and what we can understand to feel more comfortable with our energy movement? And I mean, what is the inner sources of knowledge? How can we use it? How can it realize in our life? What is the method that our personal soul use to understand better our life lesson, and so on. The knowledge of the new methods and perspective, the new resolutions to look to the reality. Our soul, when we finish our life lesson, it called remembrance, and our soul give us huge school of our life, of our new perspective. This is a beautiful journey to understand our perspective better. And let's move to the fourth level. This is your role, cooperation with the soul. In this level, you can understand better how to begin, with which kind of knowledge you can begin, and how to realize it to the reality according to the conclusion from your life lesson. In this level, you can make sure that you will do your role in this world. And it's possible. It can happen if you will choose. I hope that maybe after this lecture, to know better your inner sources of knowledge, to look like a relationship to the reality, to ask yourself how the reality behaved to me like I behave to myself, why I created this, why do I created this reality, what is the benefit from it, and after you will make a relationship between you and your soul, you will do it better and better until you will make a relationship and you will not need to feel uncomfortable with the reality and to feel the difficulties and blocks, because you will know why something happened to you, and you will take a responsibility to your reality. So you need to understand better this life lesson, because this is the basic and the grounding of this level. The cooperation with the soul looks like a active remembrance. I mean, bright connection with your soul, knowledge that you can and you will know how to understand it according to something that happened in your reality, signs, energy that you will see, and so on. If you pay attention, I want to know something. When the steps move on over and over, I cannot give any examples about it because it's so different between person to person. So make sure that you understand how can you feel your remembrance. I can give you a movement, for example. If I don't see it here. Oh, here in the center of my right hand, you can click on it in gently, and you can feel the remembrance point, and to aware this part in your head, this line, that your soul exists there, here in this line. So make sure that you understand it, and make sure that you understand what is your life lesson according to any areas and any situation, because your cooperation with your soul is waiting for you. And it's so excited because the world needs this change. And this change will happen when people will feel more connected to their authentic path. So if you want to learn more, I invite you from all my heart to my website and my social media. I have a lot of articles about it, and you can ask me a question and to join my community. You can hear from this social media about magnetic medicine and light language, and I invite you from all my heart to join me. Thank you for your time, and if you have any question, I'm here for you.
Yeah, Shani.
Okay, so this is my time to answer the questions.
Yeah, we practice this one and the line.
Thanks
So
for
Okay.
thanks for the fabulous presentation, Shani. We really loved it. The audience is so engaged throughout your presentation. Thanks for the beautiful explanation about the soul, life lesson, and human lesson. Thanks for the knowledge which you shared. And we have a few questions from the audience.
Shani, I have one my personal question. If soul is formed, like
Sorry, I don't hear you good, little bit.
yeah, if soul exists like in me, when and where the soul existed in my life, at what time?
I like this question because we have the same question here in the chat. I want to
Yeah.
say something about the phrase that the soul is exist. We don't need to be depend anymore of our logic to understand better if the soul exists. We need, when we are looking for someone that exists, we are looking for any explanation that match to our logic. And I believe that we don't need to be depend on it. We can find our explanation according to our heart and not necessarily according to our brain. So when I ask myself if the soul exists, I believe that yes. All the people that they didn't believe that yes and did the process with me, uh, they get an answer by themselves. They don't need me to understand that the soul create. And the name, it doesn't matter from my side. For example, you can call it soul, you can call it God, you can call it your name, you can call it any name that you want. But when I know that something that bigger than me exists, I can limit my free choice to the authentic limitation. So this is my answer of it. I don't want to be more focused on specific definition of soul or what is a God, because I believe that the real spiritual journey is according that what you want to define for yourself. I have a website with the vocabulary words. If you want to share, I don't want to spend more time that I need. If you want to understand better my definition, you can enter to the website and search there. So this is the same question.
I think we have one more question in the chat. How do you distinguish what your soul actually wants rather than your heart?
The last one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I like this question because it's the same. When I'm talking about soul and I'm talking about heart, it's the same, because when we are here in the body, in the physical body, we have 5 areas inside us that lead us how to manage our consciousness. The first one is the brain, that manage our how to solve our problems. The second is the heart, and the rule of the heart is to lead us to our authentic desire. And the third one is the intuition, and this is the library of the knowledge of the soul. All the inner sources of knowledge that I talked about it in the lecture is in the intuition. And two more areas that they are entered to our body according to our life. They lead us how to hold the leg system according to emotional and mental part. For example, the ego and the mind. And when we understand that the material is limited, we can understand together how to pass this life lesson, the gap hold in this area. And when I looking to my heart according to his rule, I can use it well, because I can feel, I can use the emotion according to my rule here in this world and to my desire. But I don't need to feel that my feelings control me.
Yeah, that was fabulous, Shani. We thoroughly enjoyed. This is Shani, our soul science expert. You can reach her at the given websites, and we'll touch base with her with the futuristic anything on science, complexity, and whatever the behavioral things. So Shani is our first keynote speaker who has expertise in this soul science. She'll be available online. She's a active person in LinkedIn. Please do follow her on the soul science. And any questions, please reach out. And we have her in our podcast and everything. All the best, Shani. Thanks for being
Thank
in
you.
with us in the platform. It is our pleasure. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thanks for the beautiful presentation by Shani. Let's quickly jump into the next session by